the endeavours of those gardeners who went before us and whose lives we hope to improve in the same way that they improved ours. But you see, the problem with gardening, with beautifying the landscape, is that it's difficult to quantify. How can you measure the enrichment of the mind, the uplift of the heart, and the feeling of the soul? The answer is that you can't. But it's obvious to all but the most unobservant and unfeeling human being that without gardens and open spaces in which to relax, unwind, be stimulated, and most important of all, tend the earth on which we're all dependent, our lives would be dreary, uninspired, and undernourished. The men and women who preceded us in our vocation have laboured with their spades and forks, their rakes and hoes, not for financial gain. It's never been available, for ours, traditionally, is the lowest paid and, to be honest, often the least considered of professions. Those of us who do it because we feel a calling. There really is no other word for it. A calling to become custodians of the landscape in its most intricate and intimate manifestation, the garden. We have the longest history of any profession. For Adam was a gardener. And in the words of Roger Kipling, God who made him sees that half a proper gardener's work is done upon his knees. And it's because of this that Perennial is vital. One of my knees has gone already and I've had the operation. Other gardeners are not so fortunate. Because gardening is such a physically demanding occupation, that depends on good health and fitness. We have more than our fair share of injuries and misfortunes. I'm not grumbling, just stating a fact. Gardeners can be struck down with terminal illness, the incapacity of close relatives, the loss of mobility, disability, depression, poverty and homelessness. These are tragedies that affect all people in all walks of life. But those who spend their lives on the lowest of incomes, and gardeners fall into that category, are more deeply affected than most. The lack of physical ability can instantly curtail earning capacity and result in nothing short of tragedy. This is where Perennial comes in, and has come in for 175 years, helping last year alone, as you heard from Sir Roger, more than 1,200 gardeners and their families, with grants totalling more than £500,000 and assisting them overall to the tune of £1.5 million. Lives that would otherwise have been intolerable have been made more bearable by the generosity of individuals and groups who've undertaken such life-threatening feats as a 3 Peaks zip wire challenge, becoming perennial partners and supporters. We need them. We need you not only to act as ambassadors for this organisation, of which I've been a staunch supporter since I left the Royal Botanic Gardens back in the 1970s, but also to do your own bit for gardeners and their families, 65% of whom are under retirement age. Many are struck down or incapacitated in their prime and find it impossible to make ends meet. We can help them see a way forward, help put them back on their feet in many cases and get them back where they belong, in the garden. Perennial can and does make a difference and has proved its worth countless times in countless lives. Please do your bit to make sure its work is more widely recognised and supported by anyone who believes in the value of tending the earth. 50 years ago this year, I left school at the age of 15 because I wanted to become a gardener. It's a decision I have never regretted. Over those 5 decades, I've spent my time as part of a vital group of people who believe that looking after our floral and horticultural heritage is the most important thing on and in earth. I've met gardeners at all levels of society and come to know a diverse and astonishing group of people who are enthusiastic, dedicated, passionate, eccentric, and sometimes downright odd. But they all have one thing in common: a determination to make this planet of ours a better place to live in, and a willingness to buckle down in all weathers to tend plants and gardens for the rest of the world to enjoy. We owe it to our profession to show that we care not only about our own endeavours, but also for those gardeners who suffered misfortune and find it hard to make ends meet. That's where the 175th anniversary campaign comes in. A campaign to raise £175,000 to celebrate our 175 years. Now the great thing about this sort of event, we all come along, meet old friends, have a good time, encouraging others to donate to our cause. Today, I want you to demonstrate that gardeners are different in another way. They put their money where their spade is. I ask you all to make your pledge today. Here's mine. To do your bit for your chosen profession. And for those of you who are supporters, please do the same. I wish Perennial the best of good fortune and hope that in 175 years' time, when my other knee goes, that it will still be offering solace, sustenance, hope and a future to the group of people of which I am proud to be numbered, the gardeners. Thank you very much. I'm now going to go over there to hang this on that tree, and I would, as many of you as possible, please, to fill it out, put it on that table, and do the same. Thank you.